Hey guys, I'm Randy.
And I'm Daniel.
We're two lifelong friends and musicians, and when we're not playing gigs, we like to talk games.
And today on Gaming Gig, we are breaking down the best co-op games we played this year.
Daniel, you and I have played approximately 0 co-op games together this year, and that's why we had to bring in a guest for this one. We brought in my wife, Katherine.
Hello.
Yay, Katherine.
Yay.
We play co-op games together all the time.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about that, because I know you guys pretty much have a daily routine centered around co-op games.
That's right. Every night before we go to bed, we play a co-op game together for about an hour. It's extremely wholesome, but it is also something that we look forward to every night. It is so much fun. And we've made a list of our top 10 games that we played this year. These are not necessarily games that came out this year, but they are the 10 best that we played this year.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of moderate this journey through your top 10 favorite co-op games, and we're going to start this at number 10 with Super Mario U Deluxe.
This is one that, at first, we were kind of frustrated with because we typically like to do pretty much everything a game has to offer, and we were trying to collect all the... Are they coins, Kat?
I don't remember.
Maybe they're like star coins or something, but there are 3 throughout each level, and we were trying to collect all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They can be kind of tricky to get, but once we stopped doing that, we really started to enjoy the game a whole lot more.
I feel like what was so hard about it was the save points. It's like you would die and it would take you way back to the beginning of the level.
Yeah, so what it was is if you ran out of lives, then it would send you back to the last checkpoint throughout the world. I think there's like one in the halfway point, and then one at the end. And that could be really frustrating for a game that does have some tricky moments. This is a good game. It's a fun one to play co-op. You can play it, I think, all the way up to 4-player co-op.
I think that's right.
Wow, that would be chaos.
That would be, yeah.
But for 2 people, I think this is a pretty fun game. Nice solid number 10. I will say this one barely made it on the list, but we eventually decided, it has to be number 10.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to number 9, which is A Way Out.
Oh, this game.
A Way Out. This one we loved at first, and it was such a fun game, and I don't want to give any spoilers about it, but we can just say that we didn't really enjoy the ending.
No, I really recommended the game to people before we finished it, and I'm not sure I probably should have done that. But
That really piques my interest, honestly.
The ending wasn't exactly our favorite thing in terms of co-op moments, but still, I think this is a fantastic game.
it's a good game, but the ending really had me shook.
So that brings us to number 8, which is actually a game that I played, not co-op, but I did play it as well, and that's WarioWare Get It Together.
This game I did enjoy, but it was very hard to acclimate myself to playing it. It was exhausting at first because I couldn't get my brain to work quick enough.
It's very fast-paced.
It's very fast-paced.
I think you described it in the perfect way when you said it was like a fever dream.
It is. The whole game is like a fever dream. The games are so short, they make no sense, and it's just you don't know what you're doing, and by the time you figure it out, it's over.
But that being said, it made it to 8 on our list because once you do figure it out, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like the games repeat, and you're like, okay, I've seen this before, and you can do it, but...
Right, and this is our first WarioWare game for both of us. We've never played these little micro games, so we didn't really have an expectation of what it would be like. And I will say at first, I wasn't sure if I would like it, but by the end, I felt like it was a really fun game.
Yeah, I would play it with other people and do it again. It was fun.
You bought this physically, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you went, did you get it? Did you both go together, or?
Are you asking if we got it together?
Yes.
I don't think we did.
Well, there's no better segue than that into number 7. That brings us to Yoshi's Woolly World.
So Yoshi's Woolly World is a game that we're playing right now. And it made it on the list because we're having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's very cute.
We love platformers. We played a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, this one works really well in co-op. It's a little chaotic at times.
Yeah, it's chaotic, and I think mainly that's because of me, and I'm not great with the controls. Yeah, it's a Yoshi game, but I struggle.
But we're having lots of fun with it.
I love Woolly World, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so number 6, I remember when you guys were playing this, and I heard Katherine talk about it quite a bit, and that's Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker.
This is a puzzle game. I guess you're kind of manipulating these diorama type things, and you're walking around and trying to find
Stars.
Star is something. It's a shape.
You're looking for stuff.
It's a shiny shape.
There's multiple things to do in each level. At first, I thought this game was not going to be my cup of tea. It's a little simplistic, but that being said, it was super relaxing. That's what I remember about this game.
Okay, so I will say it is relaxing until you're looking for the hidden toad, and it continues to yell at you until you find it. That's maybe not so relaxing.
Yeah. And how does it handle being a co-op game? Because obviously I played those levels as a solo, and it didn't seem like I was missing anything.
Essentially, you just have two people. And I will say that one of the weirdest things about it is that both of you control the camera. So
there were some hairy moments.
Yeah, we did fight each other for camera controls quite a bit.
I bet.
But that kind of just made it fun in a way.
Number 5 was another Mario series game, and that is Super Mario 3D World. And I'm going to assume that you also played Bowser's Fury.
We did not play Bowser's Fury as co-op.
We did try, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did try it, but we didn't like it because
It didn't work.
Yeah, the Bowser's Fury co-op thing is...
kind of half-baked.
Yeah, it's very half-baked. But 3D World has an excellent co-op. It's kind of a competitive co-op in that as you go through the level, you both rack up points. And at the end, it tallies up your points and shows you who had the most points. And it kind of awards you, first place, second place, or all the way first, second, third, and fourth if you're playing with 4 people.
Man, playing that game with 4 people would be a beautiful brand of chaos.
It would be super fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
There'd just be cats everywhere.
That was my favorite part of 3D World. I love being the cat.
That doesn't sound like you.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Huh. That's weird. Which brings us to number 4, Luigi's Mansion 3.
This year, we played this game for the second time. We played it when it launched back in 2019. And the first time, you played as Luigi. And the second time, I said, why don't we trade it up? I'll play as Luigi. And you refused. You said, no, I want to be Luigi.
I like Luigi. I wanted to play as Luigi. And the reason I wanted to replay this, well, I liked it a lot, but I also wanted to play it for Halloween. It released in 2019 on Halloween, right?
Yeah, on Halloween Day.
Which, I think they should have released it earlier so you could have led up to Halloween. But that's what I wanted to play it again, to lead up to Halloween.
Right. We played it in October leading up to Halloween, which was really fun.
Yeah, I remember being at y'all's house one day when you were playing it the first time, and I watched you guys vacuum up like an entire desert worth of sand.
That's something we didn't do this time.
Randy wouldn't let me.
It's not that long of a game. You could probably finish the game in 7 hours. It took us over 20 the first time because Katherine vacuumed up literally every single thing in the game. That includes every grain of sand. I mean, she left no stone unvacuumed.
It's satisfying.
Again, that doesn't sound like you.
And this time, I said, Katherine, we're not spending 20 hours on Luigi's Mansion. We're going to play the game as maybe most people do. We just played through it. And I enjoyed it more this way.
I did not.
You enjoyed it less.
I wanted to find all the gems, and Randy said nay.
That's not cool, Randy.
No. But we would probably still be playing it.
So I played the first Luigi's Mansion back in the day for the GameCube, but I haven't played one since. But I did hear another YouTuber talk about how they wouldn't be surprised if after this Mario movie is an enormous success, which it undoubtedly will be. Thank you, Chris Pratt. They wouldn't be surprised if we get a Luigi's Mansion movie. And I wouldn't be either, because Luigi has a more fleshed out personality than any other Mario character just through these games.
I'd watch it.
I would too.
I'd watch it too, probably. All right, so we're breaking into the top 3, and this is a curious pick because I know this game is not inherently a co-op game, and that is the new Pokemon Snap.
No, it's not a co-op game, but we played it passing the controller back and forth, which is something we do a fair amount anyway, because we sometimes want to play games together that are not co-op games. So we'll just trade the controller back and forth. And this is the only game we put on our top 10 list that does not have a co-op mode. But it worked so well trading the controller back and forth that we had to include it. Because as you're playing this, the other person, even if they don't have the controller in their hand, can still be really actively engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could be pointing out where different Pokemon are. You can say, hey, look over here, check this out. So it's really fun, even if you're just kind of taking the back seat, you know.
Sometimes that's even more fun because you can really focus on like everything. You can look at all the surroundings without having to worry about controlling it.
Now, I played Pokemon Snap back on N64.
Yeah, me too.
And I loved it. Katherine, this was your first Pokemon Snap game. Did you expect to like it as much as you did?
No, I did not. I kind of went into it thinking I wouldn't like it.
I knew you would love it.
I didn't know what it was. I had heard that it was like, you know, you take pictures of Pokemon, and I was like, well, that sounds lame. But it wasn't. It was like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really an exploration game, isn't it?
It's also about perfecting the pictures and going back and saying, oh, I can do that better. I really enjoyed that. My perfectionist tendencies wanted to get like a beautiful picture. I will say something I enjoyed about that game, and it was not anything about, you know, co-op, but I enjoyed seeing other people's postcards they would make out of their pictures. I thought some of them were really funny.
All right, so moving on to number 2, we have Sackboy, A Big Adventure.
A big adventure it was.
This is a 3D platformer, and I had heard of Sackboy. I know that Sackboy is a character from the Little Big Planet series.
Yep.
But I'd never played any of the games, and this was one that, honestly, I would have probably never bought, but it came with your PlayStation 5 bundle that we bought from GameStop, and so you didn't want the game, so I said, I'll buy it. And man, I'm so glad we got this one, because this one was so much fun.
Visually, this game was great.
Yeah.
And it just looked wonderful.
Yeah, it looked really good, but I think I was most impressed with just the gameplay in general. It was really fun, but the thing I think I liked the most was there were these levels that were musical themed.
Oh, yeah.
And the levels actually were kind of like in rhythm with the music that you were listening to. And there was only a few of these, but man, it was so cool because the world kind of was moving in rhythm, and then you would, as you got to certain points of the game, it would have these scenes that were pre-rendered that also went along with the music. But it was just so much fun, and it kind of made you appreciate the song more. You know, they were not even necessarily songs that I really liked that much, but it was so much fun to play the levels along with them that it made me think, like, you know what, this isn't a bad song after all. This is kind of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I think there was one per world is what it was. And every time we got to it, I would get really excited. I was very impressed with them. It was really well done.
Didn't you say one of them was Jungle Boogie?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was Jungle Boogie.
I'm all in for the Jungle Boogie.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that stands out to me as being a moment in gaming this year that I think is something I won't forget anytime soon because it was so different and unique.
It was, yeah.
Okay, guys, so we've arrived at the number 1 spot. But before we reveal your number 1 best co-op game of the year, do we want to take a moment for some honorable mentions?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So we have some games that we played that didn't make it to this list, either because they weren't necessarily co-op games, or maybe we just want to talk about them because we played them, they were not great, but we still want to talk about them because we have some things to say about them. Let's go with the ones that weren't co-op games. Ratchet & Clank and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart we played this year, and those are not co-op games at all. They're single-player experiences, but we traded the controller back and forth.
And it worked. It worked well to do that.
Yeah, the reason we didn't include these on the list is that although it works to trade the controller back and forth, it wasn't as seamless and as well suited for it as a game like New Pokemon Snap was.
Yeah.
Because there are no levels, so we just kind of had to pick a moment and say, here, you take the controller for a while.
Yeah, it would be like at a cutscene and be like, okay, your turn. Or if I got frustrated, I'd be like, okay, you do this, I'm done.
You know, I guess you guys could have done like the I'm Ratchet and you're Rivet kind of thing in Rift Apart if you really wanted to, because they both got pretty equal screen time, I want to say.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we trade probably
hindsight.
more often than that.
Yeah.
We probably trade every 5 to 10 minutes. We just
Yeah.
hand the controller over and let the other person take a whack at it for a while. Now, a game that we have here on the honorable mentions is Overcooked 1 and 2. Now, these are co-op games, and the
Great
reason they
games.
did not make it on the list is not because they're not good games, because I think they are very good games.
They are.
But I'll tell you, if one thing threatened our marriage, it was Overcooked 1 and 2.
We made it through Overcooked 1, but we had to stop Overcooked 2 because we were actually getting heated.
Then get out of the kitchen.
Oh, we'd had to. Yeah. We put the kitchen back in its case. Like, it was too much.
And honestly, I mean, yes, Overcooked is a co-op series. I've played it. I love Overcooked 2 specifically. But it's really more a party game than a straight-up co-op game.
And I think it would work better with more people.
And some kitchens get harder, honestly. But that just feeds into the fun chaos of
It's just more fun with more people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another one that we played this year, another co-op game, was Halo 1 and 2. Now, these are games that maybe aren't traditionally thought of as co-op games, but they do have co-op modes. Kat, what did you think about Halo?
Halo 1?
Yeah, Halo 1.
Okay, I liked Halo 1. I also, call me a negative Nancy, but I went into this thinking I probably wouldn't enjoy it. And at first, it was not really my thing, but the more I played it, I did enjoy it.
In Halo 2, we just recently finished playing co-op. And I have to say, we didn't enjoy it as much as Halo 1.
No, I had a really hard time following the story. It was kind of disjointed and just everywhere. And the gameplay was like Halo 1, but the story just wasn't as good. So I kind of felt like I was playing a worse version of Halo 1.
I kind of agree. I think the story in Halo 2 was just a little too confusing for me. Our last honorable mention is this year we played a number of CSI games.
What a banger.
Oh,
these are
no
point
kidding.
and click games for the Wii.
Yeah, this is also you pass it back and forth. It's not co-op.
These games are not good games.
No, but it's me. I enjoy them.
They're not good games at all. I don't recommend them. But I will say that they are kind of almost in that it's so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way. They can be hilarious.
Yes, they can.
Because they have these really bad cutscenes with horrible voice acting, and that can be funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we have arrived at the number one greatest co-op game of the year, according to Game and Gig, and that is It Takes Two.
It's not only our favorite co-op game of the year, this game won Game of the Year.
It's in the books.
It is.
So it's official. It's the best co-op game of the year.
Rightfully so.
Now, It Takes Two. We were floored by this.
It's magical. I just love it. I really want to replay it again.
Yeah. In fact, we played it back in, I think it was in March when it came out. We got it on launch day. So it's been a few months now since we played it. But, I mean, how many times have you said, I want to replay this game? You have asked me to play It Takes Two. I don't even know how many times.
Probably once a month.
Yeah. And I'm always like, Kat, we gotta wait. We gotta wait at least a year before we replay this game.
No, we don't. We don't have to wait. We can play it now. We own it.
That's a good point, Randy.
Yeah. But I really do like it. It's visually just stunning, and the gameplay is really cool, and the story is great. And I felt that it was very balanced between both players.
And I think that's a really interesting point, because that's something I did want to touch on, because you guys play so many co-op games, and I know they're not all that way.
No, they're not.
But this game is very balanced for sure.
Yeah.
It Takes Two is our favorite co-op game that we played this year, but it's also probably our favorite co-op game we've ever played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really phenomenal, and I don't want to harp on it too much because one, we've already done an entire episode about It Takes Two, and it won Game of the Year, so everyone's been talking about it. I think it's a great game to play with your spouse too.
It is. Yep.
It's about relationships. It's about working together. It's something that's very relatable.
So we've gone through your whole list, and you guys are basically my resident co-op game experts. I just want to know, what makes a great co-op game? What do you look for in a co-op game? Will you just play anything?
Well, I mean, what we're looking for in a co-op game is generally, does it have a co-op mode? So we are willing to kind of venture out and try games maybe that we wouldn't necessarily think to try, which I think actually leads to some pretty neat experience because we're a little more open just to try any old game if it has a co-op mode. But in terms of our perfect co-op game, well, gosh, I think it's already been made. I really do think that It Takes Two may be the perfect co-op game. I'm hoping that one day it gets dethroned because that will be amazing if it does.
Yeah.
But we want to hear from you guys. Have you played any co-op games this year that maybe we haven't played? If you have any recommendations, we're always looking for games. So let us know what co-op games we need to play next.
And guys, go follow us over on Twitter. Our handle is @GameAndGig, all words. We always post over there when episodes go live, and we'd love to continue the conversation over on Twitter.
And until next time, I'm Randy.
I'm Katherine.
And I'm Daniel.
And this has been Game and Gig.
Peace out.